Hey guys, Dr. Ben here, Functional Medicine Centers. Welcome. Let's talk about stress today, and let's talk about how this affects things like autoimmune. This whole week we're talking about autoimmune conditions and different things that are going to be driving our body to go haywire. Have you thought about this lately? Why are people's bodies going haywire? Why are we seeing, at least 25% of our patients that come in are having some type of autoimmune condition? Why is that happening? It seems weird, right? That our bodies would just all of a sudden decide to attack our own tissue. And that could be any number of tissues in the body, 190 named autoimmune conditions, all the way from rheumatoid arthritis. Hey Kathy, good to see you. To MS, attacking the brain and spinal cord, to lupus, to alopecia, to Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, all of these different autoimmune conditions. So we're going to get into today how stress affects that autoimmunity, how stress affects that immune system, and 5 things that you can do today to decrease this stress response. Hey Carol, so as you guys go through, pop down below where you're watching from. Love to see where everybody's watching in from. We've got Wisconsin and Arkansas and out in Virginia and California, all over the place. So we love having you guys on the call. And if you've got any questions, put those down below. Even if you're watching this later, go ahead and pop those down below. We keep an eye on all of our pages and we'll answer your questions as we go through. Hey Amber in Iowa. Hopefully you guys are thawing out a little bit there. So one of the biggest things that we talk about when we look at autoimmune is, why is the body going haywire? Hey Stacy, good to see you in Tennessee. We're going to be opening up our Nashville location this spring, so keep an eye out for that one. So the body is going to rev up and start stimulating its own self and own immune system to attack its own tissue. And this is just a weird thing. And so why is that happening? Well, chronic stress or major stressful events is a big part of this. So our bodies were built to handle stress. They were built to be able to handle going out and chasing down a deer, or being chased by a mountain lion, or sword fighting with somebody, and being able to handle whatever is thrown at us in short bursts. So here's the problem in today's modern society. I was just talking to a patient about this yesterday, and he's like, well, we've actually got, things are easier now. And I said, well, you know what? I'm going to beg to differ that it's not actually easier, because every decision is a stressor on the body. You go into the smoothie shop and what do you have? You have 50 different things, 50 different smoothies to choose from. You go, what kind of car do I want to drive? Well, you've got 150 different kind of cars. 100 years ago, you had like 2 or 3 kind of cars. Who were you going to marry? Well, there's Bessie down the road at the next farm over, and you've got Sally over there at the other farm, and that's about it. What kind of job were you going to be? Well, I'll stay on the farm, or, as a female, it could, okay, maybe I could go be a nurse, I could be a teacher, something like that. So, Carol, does stress increase a high histamine response in your body? Absolutely. It's going to increase this inflammatory cascade, and if somebody's already on the verge of that histamine response, it's going to rev it up, just like this autoimmunity. So, in today's day and age, even though everybody's got a cell phone, we've all, no one's truly out on the street if they don't want to be. There's ways for people to be able to, 99% of the people are going to be able to handle life and be in some type of a safe environment. And so we are overwhelmed with all of these stressors out there. And so we're built to handle short-term stressors, but not long-term stressors. So the 3 main types of stressors that we see are going to be an acute major stressful event like a shooting, a major car accident, something like that. Low-grade chronic stress, which is going to be like in a bad marriage where you come home and they're degrading you and you're constantly just on red alert for that, or emotional trauma as a child is going to be another one. These are the 3 main ways that we get stressors into our body, and that stress response is ultimately going to create this bigger immune inflammatory cascade in the body. And everybody's got stressors. I've got stressors. You've got stressors. Everybody has jobs and cars and kids and COVID and presidents and whatever they want to stress about. We've got stuff that we can stress about. But why do some people they can handle tons and not have health issues, and other people have even less stressors than us, and they can't even handle what's being thrown at them. Well, there's a lot of different variables that go into it, and I'm going to give you 5 things that you can do today to start dealing with this stress response. So we all have stressors, and we can put out certain amounts of stress. So for some people, they'll work out for an hour and they don't have that many other stressors in their life, and they can handle that. For me, I do 7 to 15 minutes of exercise per day. I get on my treadmill, which is not exercise, that's just movement, but my actual exercise, so it was about 7, 8, 9 minutes today. We did toes to bar, which is where you're holding the bar and move your feet all the way up to the bar, and then do a press with the barbell, and I did that for 7, 8, 9 minutes total, and that was my workout for the day. And I'm gonna have this kind of energy, and I'm gonna feel good and push through. But if I would have done for 30 minutes, I would have pushed past that stress response, and I would have started crashing down. I'd be yawning in the afternoon, my adrenals would be a little bit more depleted, and I would not be able to get through this. So everybody has their limits, and this is what you've got to play around with, and you've got to make sure that your body is able to handle those stressors out there. So 5 things that you can do right now to get your stress response down so that you are not revving up that inflammatory immune system and causing more damage with that autoimmune. So here we go. First thing you need to do is you need to get good, deep quality sleep. So sleep is going to be crucial for dealing with stressful events. That's when our brain repairs, when a lot of different tissues are regenerating. But even losing a couple hours of sleep once in a while is very detrimental to the body, to the immune system. It's going to create more inflammation and cause more problems. So check out our other videos. We have tons of information on how sleep is going to be affected by certain things, and things that you can do for that, including red and orange light and sleep colder, and make sure you're turning your blue screens off at least an hour before bed. A lot of different things that you can do for getting that quality sleep. Number 2 is going to be to breathe and be slow with your breath and conscious with your breath. Right now, I'm talking fast and I'm going, and I'm taking deep breaths. But after this, I will slow my breath down. I'll be conscious of my breath. And that is one of the easiest way to calm down your stress response and ultimately calm down your immune inflammatory cascade. My favorite and easiest way to do this is the 5 and 5. So it's 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out, 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out. And you do that again and again. You slow your breath down, you be conscious, you be aware, you be in that present moment, and that is going to slow down that stress response, have less cortisol, less epinephrine, norepinephrine, that adrenaline flowing through the body. Think about this, the last time you were driving down the interstate, and if the speed limit's 70 and you were all of a sudden going 85, and you look over and there's a police officer, what happens? You get this stress response, you get cortisol going through you, you get adrenaline, your palms get sweaty, your heart rate goes. Well, that's what happens to people all day long when they're in this chronic stress pattern, and their immune system doesn't know the difference with whether that's a mountain lion or that's a real stressor, or just a perceived stress, and they're going to be revved up over and over and over. So you need to sleep, you need to breathe, you need to get out into nature. 90% of our time is spent indoors as a human species. Yes, maybe some of you are lucky enough to be park rangers or things like that, but the vast majority of us, 90% of the time, we're going to be indoors. Getting outside is crucial. Every Friday, I go out into nature somewhere. I'm in Colorado, so we've got a bunch of trails around us. I go for a hike, get at least an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours into nature, breathe, relax, try to shut it down a little bit, because there's so many studies that show getting into nature, absorbing some of that, some of those smells, some of the green, some of the walking on the leaves, whatever it is. And no matter where you live, you can get out in nature. You're in New York City, you can get out into Central Park. You can do lots of different things. If you're in the ocean, by the ocean, go get in the water. Whatever you can do, you've got to be able to get that body into nature, and at least once a week have a dedicated time for that. My body starts looking forward to that. By the end of the week, I'm ready to get out there. So sleep, breathe, get out into nature. Move and exercise is number 4. So move and exercise. And these are two different things, but they're on the same page. So movement is different than exercise. Movement is going to be going for that mile walk, 2-mile walk. So as I'm reading, journaling, praying, doing everything in the morning, I'll go anywhere from 1.5 to 3 miles, depending on how much time I have. And I'm just walking on that treadmill while I'm reading and doing all these other things. And that's my movement piece. And then I do my exercise piece, which is going to be more of that, hey, let's do some press, let's do some box step-ups, let's do some push-ups, pull-ups, things like that. That is the exercise piece. So we need both of those to function optimally and to decrease our stress. So you've got to get outside or get in the pool or get on your bike or do something where you're getting that movement every day. It doesn't have to be a beat down. That's not going to be like a spin class, but you want to be able to get movement, just like the lady in Africa that's carrying her big jug of water 2 miles down to the river and then 2 miles back. That's not exercise. That's just life. The lady or the guy in Italy that's going to town and going to the market and walking 1.5 miles and getting their dinner and coming back. That's just life. And we need way more of that movement. And then you need the exercise at least 2, 3, 4 times a week. You've got to have that specific exercise where you're really going into some in-depth patterns. My wife has a great website. We'll be posting the link. They're just getting that website revised, where lots of 7, 8, 9-minute videos and give you the tools to be able to do these on a regular basis, even from home. So sleep, breathe, get out in nature, move, which is exercise and movement. And then the last one is to forgive and be thankful. So these are 2 things, and I like to do them. You can even do it in the morning. And so in the morning or the evening, you can do one where you forgive anybody and you go through and you want to be practice that forgiveness and that acceptance and letting go of certain things, and that's going to be a crucial part of it, even having a journal there. And then on the other side, at the end of the day or in the morning, whichever one, you have a thankful journal and things that you're thankful for. And this is going to decrease your stress dramatically. As you start thinking about this, we can be mad at President Trump or President Biden. Either way, you can be mad at one or the other. You can be mad at the Congress and the Senate. You can be mad at God. You can be mad at your neighbor, your brother, your wife, whatever it is that you want to be mad at, you can be mad at. But practicing forgiveness is going to be able to start letting go and letting this stress go. You're going to be able to release it, calm down that inflammation and that immune response, and really see some dramatic changes. Practicing thankfulness keeps you focused on the positive. So many people are focusing on the negative and getting into that funk of, oh geez, we're going to run out of toilet paper again. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to wear a mask forever. Oh geez, what if I get COVID and I die? People are getting so focused on that stressful piece instead of the thankful. So I'm thankful I'm still alive. I'm thankful I'm able to go to the grocery store. I'm thankful that I've got toilet paper in the storage room. All these different things you can be thankful for. You're thankful that your arm moves, that your car started. There's so many things that we can look for with positivity. Hey Don, good to see you down there in Franklin. We've got to be able to keep this consistent. So remember, get that quality sleep to get your stress down. Breathe, 5 breaths in, 5 breaths out. Get that breath to slow it down. You've got to get into the nature, and wherever you live, you can get out into nature. And 90% of our life is spent indoors. We've got to get outside. You've got to move and exercise. So you've got to get that daily movement. Plus, you've got to get that heart rate elevated. Even short-term bursts are going to be very, very helpful. And then you've got to forgive, and you've got to be thankful, be grateful. So much in this world is amazing. So take on the day, decrease your stress. We had a comment this morning. Somebody was asking about how you decrease your stress, how you give stress up. And these are some massive tools that you can do today to change your life and change your outcome with your immune system. And if you have autoimmune or know anybody that has autoimmune, these are tools that you can use now. So make it a great day, everybody. Keep your body strong, and we'll talk to you soon.